Oh gosh, what a day!
我的摩托还在啊，再看一眼。没什么变化。全方位特写。
I hope Oscar's okay, wherever he is. I'm not abandoning him. I just need to find him.
哎，老板已经不在了。睡前在电脑上查看最新发现。
Closed. It's late. Frau Wagner must have gone to bed.
I beg you, Kate, please come back and say goodbye to your mother. Call me so we can organize your return in the best conditions possible. Call me, for the sake of what's left of our friendship.
There's no point. It's too late, Olivia.
电脑在这儿了。查询地点。
Nothing relevant. The expedition mustn't have led to any major breakthrough, I guess.
瓦格音乐学院。
It's a shame that Demoiselle Lenny is so modest about having been a member of the Resistance. She's a true hero.
哇，这老太太还是个真正的英雄。再看看罗兹。
No results about Dana. She probably never got famous. Huh. Junta. Demoiselle Lenny told me a lot about her. But was she some kind of spy?
其实这些应该好好看看。可以了。好，都看完了。
The more I discover about Dana, the more I get the feeling I'm only scratching the surface of Vaughan's history. Oh, but hey, let's call it a day.
睡觉。 1983年，又回到过去了。
Is that you, Katie?
Yes, Mom! I mean, who else can it be?
先查看房子，在拿音乐盒之前。
Looks like Mom's friends came over again last night. She's been seeing them a lot since what happened to Dad. Maybe too much. Another letter for Dad. Last time it took Mom days to find the strength to open it. Grandpa and Grandma from New York gave it to me for my last birthday. I really ought to read it, or at least dog-ear the pages so it looks like I did.
"外公外婆的信。亲爱的莎拉，我和你父亲对理查德的遭遇表示深切的哀痛。我们很担心你，亲爱的莎拉。虽然你是一个成年人了，但我们依旧很担心你。你在出生时是一个早产儿，但是我和你父亲非常想要留住你，想方设法让你活下来。所以即使现在你是一个有自己女儿的年轻母亲了，我们也不想看到你受苦受难，一直是我们骄傲和快乐。亲爱的，记住，如果你需要我们，我们会帮助支持你。只要我们还活着，我们就永远会和你同在。无论春天发生什么事，我们都会陪你过生日。记住，如果你想让我们在你身边待一段时间，就告诉我们，我们会立刻赶来。等你好起来，我们再走。我们深爱着你，爸爸妈妈。
The piano that Mom ordered will soon be here. Couldn't bring myself to tell her that I wanted a drum kit instead. Mom bought those again. Mom bought those again.
这什么药啊？这是。
Wow. I hope I get to travel around the world too when I grow up.
地理杂志有点像国家地理那封面，黄色的边。这阳光花房挺不错的啊。哎，太有个痣，你们发现没有？你看，太有个痣，这个痣说明是不是女主角就是我们？
Oh, hello, Munchkin.
就是她的女儿啊！哇塞，这个故事。
Is everything okay, Katie?
We haven't seen Grandpa and Grandma for a long time. Mom says they'll probably come over from New York on her birthday.
这是她在想她自己小时候。 错了错了。找到那个音乐盒。
You forgot your music box.
Be careful with that, please, Munchkin.
Where'd this come from?
I already told you. Your grandma and grandpa gave it to me when I was little.
Doesn't look like it's from New York, though.
I don't know. Must have been in the family forever.
I just love it.
You've always liked it. Ever since you were little.
Will you give it to me when I'm big?
Maybe, if you're a good girl, when I get old.
So when will that be then?
Later, Katie.
我还以为又穿回到1937年那个女的故事了，原来这是我们女主角的小时候。好，又回来了，应该睡完觉了。
But when?
In a very, very long time, I guess. When I'll be gone.
What the hell? You want me to call you Olivia? Fine. I've survived worse criticism. I shouldn't put it off. I better call Olivia while I have the courage.
先沉思一下。哦，这封信我们在监狱里读过。沉思在哪？沉思。这有封信。
Who do you think you are, Olivia Foster? It's easy to judge and lecture me from New York. You know nothing about what I've gone through, of what I've had to endure since leaving Hans.
也不穿个鞋啊。
Looks like I'm not the only one who can't sleep tonight. This is not the time to surf the web. If I don't call Olivia now, I never will.
在哪沉思啊？哦，这儿。
Don't know why I should be so nervous about making a simple phone call. I mean, hey, I've crossed Europe, been in all sorts of danger, and yet look at me here. I'm worrying about talking to my former best friend. Oh, and I think I used to spend my life on the phone gossiping with her. So what do I risk? Criticism? The one who missed her mother's funeral because she was breaking rocks at the bottom of a mine. In any case, Olivia hasn't stopped criticizing me ever since I left Valladolid on Hans Vorarlberg's train. I'm the one who should be criticizing her. I mean, come on. Isn't she the one who took advantage of my absence to get her hooks into Dan? Now look at me, mulling over old grudges. That's exactly what I wanted to escape from when I decided to go with Hans in his train to Siberia. And then there was the departure with the Yukon tribe, their seasonal migration. Come on, Kate, for Christ's sake, stop procrastinating. Just make the darn call and get it over with.
Go, 打。
Hello? Hello? Mr. Canton, is that you? Who's there, please?
Got your letter, Olivia.
Kate, I sent it 2 years ago.
I know, things have been complicated.
Complicated? I see. And so when are you coming back to New York? You know, to visit your mother's grave?
You know I can't come back, Olivia. I'm still wanted by the police over the sale of the Vorarlberg factory.
Oh, I haven't forgotten, believe me. If only you knew how much the accusations hurt your mother. Visits from the police, the requisitions, and just when she was diagnosed, too. And yet the poor woman never stopped hoping that her daughter would come back one day. Or at least call to help her in her final days.
I'm calling precisely because I do care. It's just that ever since Katyusha's death and escaping from the mine, well, things have been, yeah, complicated. And then there's the woman in the painting, Dana.
What are you talking about, Kate? Just listen to yourself. None of what you're saying makes any sense.
Olivia, please.
Kate, Okay, listen to me. I thought you had plenty of time to think about how you abandoned all of us. Me, your mother, Dan, or even that poor Mr. Canton. And maybe felt at least some remorse. But I guess I was dreaming. All you do is keep chasing castles in the sky and ignore those who care about you.
I get why you're mad. Do you think I'm not mad at myself?
Well, I hope so.
But there's nothing I can do now to change what happened. It's over, Olivia. All I have now is the woman in the painting.
Oh, Kate. I should have known. And I should never have asked you to call me. Goodbye, Kate. I hope you find whatever it is you've been looking for these past 3 years. One thing's for sure, though. You wanted to be alone. And that's how you're gonna stay.
我去，我到底选的对不对呀？怎么感觉我选的全是不好的回答呢？太恐怖了，不会影响什么结局吧？
Okay, let's go, kiddo. Another day, another page. A new day in Vaughan. I must take the tram to that music academy where Dana Rose was a student in the 1930s. With a bit of luck, they'll have kept her records.
这是我探索的，看来未来还得回来。还要和老板娘去聊一下最近发生的新的事情。
Demoiselle Lenny told me the Music Academy is near the musical square. Maybe Frau Wagner can tell me more.
Oh, hello, Miss Walker. Ah, Miss Walker, did you sleep all right?
Fine, thanks.
Now, is there anything you need?
I'd like to go to the Music Academy. Can you tell me how to get there?
You just need to take the tram northbound to the musical square.
Is there anything I should know about the Academy?
To tell the truth, it's a little glum nowadays. Especially when you think it was once the jewel of the town. Where students came from all over the world to perform on the musical square, you know. Pity. It's since lost its panache of old through lack of students and means.
I went to the Zilberspiegel Refuge yesterday. Oh, magnificent.
I won't disagree with that, Miss Walker. Those mountains are the pride of the town, just like old Lenny.
Lenny is highly respected in Vaughan because she was a resistance fighter during World War II, right? Well, I heard about it when I was at the refuge.
Lenny Renner might be a grumpy old spinster, but to us she's still a heroine. Pity the same can't be said of her father, though. Still, everyone has their cross to bear, as they say.
What do you mean?
No point gossip mongering. The war was a dark time in Vagan for everyone, see? Best not stir up old memories.
Everything seems to link the person I'm looking for with the Second World War and the rise of the Brown Shadow.
Terrible times were those, my dear. Especially when Vagan was occupied after the annexation of Ostertal. Thank God I was born just after the liberation.
I see. But I guess you had to grow up with the after effects of those events.
Oh yes, dear. There was a kind of conspiracy of silence where everyone suspected each other, even their close friends. Did any of them collaborate with the enemy? And if so, was it through like-mindedness or simple cowardice? Were they responsible in one way or another for the arrest or death of a family member?
I must have been awful.
A terrible time, really.
Well, the person I'm looking for is from the same generation.
You'll just have to hope she managed to survive the madness then.
Well, I guess I should get going. Thank you for your time, Frau Wagner.
Feel free to ask if you have any more questions.
走了，去音乐区。哎，车上还有别人。去那所学校之前，先用沉思。好的，先探索一下。这边走不了。哎，这是游戏一开始的地方啊，比较熟悉，而且也没有什么变化。看看报纸，啊，没有新的。 大早晨的还没有营业都。哎，这是卖衣服的吗？
Don't do that. Stop it.
哎，奥斯卡。
Oh dear. Help. Help. Someone. Help. Put me down.
Oscar? Bet you can't catch it!
Don't you dare! Put it down! Right now!
All right then.
Oscar! Are you all right?
I had a bit of a bumpy ride, but I am glad to see you, Kate Walker.
Oscar! Oh, I've missed you so much.
I say, this display of emotion is most unreasonable, Kate Walker. I do hope you don't plan such profusion every time I change bodies.
It's just that I've been worrying about you. Where were you, Oscar?
Well, the mechanical instinct of my host took me for a ride, all across town. It took me the whole night to tame it, and that's when I bumped into those little rascals.
Yeah, lucky I was in the area, huh?
Quite. So, Kate Walker, what has happened since we parted at the Balaton River?
Maybe we should just sit down for a second, Oscar. This might take a while.
失而复得。
And that's when Demoiselle Lenny gave me the address of the music academy in this neighborhood.
I see, Kate Walker.
You must think I'm crazy, huh? Running after that girl, Dana, who must have died ages ago.
Well, Kate Walker, you know I have difficulty understanding illogical thought patterns. But in the end, what I do understand is that you need to find her. Is that correct, Kate Walker?
Yes, that is correct, Oscar. I'm glad you're taking it so well.
I don't see any fundamental difference between crossing Europe in search of mammoths, traveling on ostriches in an irradiated zone, or following your double. These are not things an automaton such as I take into consideration.
Any other thoughts, Oscar?
Well, I guess I could ask you where we are heading, but truth be told, it doesn't really matter. I will follow you wherever you lead, and for as long as you require my services, Kate Walker. That's what an automaton does.
Thank you, Oscar.
Oh dear, I hope you're not going to become physical, are you?
No, I was just going to give you a pat on the back.
I would rather you refrain from having such thoughts. I am not a dog, you know. Whatever next?
Anyway, we'd better get going, Oscar, and you'd better keep out of sight.
Oh dear, I don't suppose I have any choice.
不把它放在包里面，对，把它放在包里还比较安全。
I'm so glad he's back.
Would you mind using a bigger bag in the future? Is it really necessary for me to be shut up in here, Kate Walker?
Sorry, Oscar, but I don't want to run the risk of losing you again. Victims of the genocide committed by the fascists during the Second World War. Oh, so many deaths. I hope Dana made it through. Bullet holes. The brown shadow must have shot people dead here. How horrible.
这过了多少年了，还在了。 但是我要找一个地方先沉思一下，完成支线。这间屋子就是当初的那个合影会吧。过不去，空气墙啊！这是音乐学院吗？先不进去，不管它是不是。
Wow. Pity I don't have time for some sightseeing.
好像改造了。问题是在哪儿沉思啊？这是什么？这
Looks like they've tried to blend all these new shops into the original facades. Doesn't make it any less a tourist trap, though. 这是来的地方。An automaton musician. Looks exactly like Hans's style, like at Bohogstadt.哎，这边是沉思，先看一下。由于音乐广场的机械乐队即将实现计算机化，在新通知下达之前，严禁弹奏这架钢琴。 I can't open it like this. It looks like it's been mechanically sealed. I don't think I'll be able to open it directly. Strange. I only know Dana as a waitress at the refuge, and yet everything seems to fit with her here. Not hard to imagine her coming here to the music academy to study. And who knows, maybe Leon waited for her outside one day as a surprise after returning from his Baltayar expedition.
议会信件，驱逐通知，镇议会瓦根奥斯特陶乐学音乐广场瓦根奥斯。亲爱的先生们，根据国税局136条第2款的条文规定，特此向您发出驱逐通知，并通知您在2005年11月26日之前迁出您目前所占据的房间。该房屋已由瓦根镇议会所有。驱逐通知原因是您未能履行国税局136条第4款的约定，支付到期及拖欠的租金。您已于2005年9月15日收到租金支付要求书，但您拒绝并忽略支付6月15日至10月15日期间的应付租金。在此通知您，您有权在此通知到期之前通过为所有逾期未付的款项付款，避免驱逐。本人特此证明。本人已于2005年10月15日上午10点15分将上述通知原件的真实副本交给了马克西米安·利安·马勒先生。
All these letters. They look like letters of formal notice. They probably haven't been paying the bills for some time. So that's the famous Vaughan Music Academy? It's not what I was expecting.
为什么给个上面的视角？
It looks like the rector is desperate to reduce the costs of running the academy.
仅供紧急使用，这不是公共电话。
Guten Tag.
What
哎呦！
now? If you're from the council,
我操，他真吓我
you
一
can
跳
come！back when I'm not so busy.
Oh, sorry, you startled me.
So, now what do you want, council minion?
I'm not from the council. I'm just a visitor here. I came because I was hoping to look at the file of a student from the 1930s.
Oh. I'm sorry, It's just that I haven't time for digging up old files from 70 years ago. I have way too much to do here, you understand.
I can tell you're a little overwhelmed. Where's the rest of the staff? Or maybe a student could show me.
You are standing in front of the rector, and the only employee of this academy. My name is Maximilian Mahler, and it falls upon me to manage everything on the premises. The maintenance, the archiving, and the lot before we close next month. So, if you don't mind...
I'm very sorry to hear that the academy is closing, and I can see you're extremely busy, but I've come such a long way to see it. I'd be so grateful if you could locate it. It's really important to me.
And so is this place important to me, too. And I would love to hear the mechanical orchestra play one last time before the academy closes. But, alas, I can't, can I? Unless,
Unless what?
well, you know.
哼，这两个选择。
All right then. So if I get the mechanical orchestra going, you'll get me that file, right?
Oh, of course, Fraulein. Of course.
Okay, I'll give it a try. Believe it or not, I have seen mechanisms like the one on the square before.
Well, in that case, I promise to give you the file in return for your services.
Thanks.
我们要去
But
解谜了，
I
应该
must
是。
warn you that the square has undergone some transformations over the years, and some parts of the mechanism may be difficult to get to.
Don't worry, I'll make myself thin and slide between the cracks.
You'll find some of them scattered around the square, and some of the others you'll find in the clock tower. Now, if you'll excuse me for a second.
What are you...
Now, what is the name of that student you're interested in?
Rose. Dana Rose.
And what were the years she attended our illustrious academy?
In the 30s. 1937, to be precise.
Oh, and here it is. And here you will find the annual inspection reports of the mechanisms by Frau Beckmann.
Frau Beckmann?
She was the rectress of the academy during the years you spoke of. These are from 1937. You see, I have a marvelous memory regarding archives. This is why I have chosen Frau Beckmann's, because there's something in here regarding that Edna Droz you spoke of.
Dana Rose.
Quite. You will also find some sheet music with annotations. This is the Hymn of Wagen, which you must play on the piano on the square in order to activate the Orchestra of Automatons. Once you have fixed the mechanisms, of course. All right then, here you go. What are you waiting for?
Someone's added annotations. They could help me play the hymn on the piano on the square, like the rector asked me to. This sheet music corresponds to the piano part for the Hymn of Wagen. I wonder what it's supposed to represent. The report that the rectoress of the academy filled in with the help of Dana back in the 30s. According to the present rector, I should find all the information I... Music Academy Inspection Report, October 12, 1937.
Today, I was due to inspect the musical mechanisms that enable students to give a public display of their talent and enable us to showcase the quality of our teaching to the people of our beautiful town.